believe we're live, Nikki. Just going to wait and see that we are. And I believe that we are. Let's see.
That's what it's telling me here.
Yeah, it's telling you that.
Yes.
So good morning, good morning. Yes, we are. And welcome to Virtual Coffee Chat with Lucia Peters and our special guest today, Nicky Manego. Now, Nicky is the queen of reinvention, and I'm going to actually let her tell me more about this queen of reinvention. I love the title queen. I think we're all queens, Nicky.
Absolutely, Lucia.
Yeah. So yes, tell us some more about yourself, please, Nicky.
Okay, so hello everyone. How are you today? It's a beautiful Tuesday here in Brisbane. The sun's shining, and it's I just can't wait to get outside and get amongst it. But I was so pleased to be able to come here and chat with you all this morning. Thanks for the invite, Lucia. And you've got your cuppa. I've actually got a glass of water. So me, the queen of reinvention. We are all queens of reinvention, and I didn't really come to this realization or start calling myself the queen of reinvention until probably a few years ago. And I was just thinking about all the different times that my life has taken twists and changes, and unexpected events have come up, and I've just kind of taken them by the reins and gone with it, which a lot of us women tend to do. There are times when you do feel as though you're just marking time or feel a little bit stuck, but if you can keep moving forward, then you're moving in the right direction. So I guess I've had a few reinventions. I'll just very briefly go through a few of them. I started off, I was involved in the performing arts as a teenager. Yep. And then went ahead to make that my career. So I was a dancer and a singer for many years. Yep. In a lot of shows around Australia and overseas. And then during that time, I met my husband, and we decided that we wanted to relocate to Brisbane, and the opportunities to continue in that career weren't as many here in Brisbane. And by that time too, I was starting to feel as though, having to stand next to 16-year-olds in auditions was a bit like, oh, okay, am I starting to get a little bit old for this? And at 27, by no means I was not old, but it was just that reality that was starting to come in. So we relocated to Brisbane. I became a mum, so a new reinvention. Although I was ready, and I think most women will attest to this, even though you're ready, it's still a bit of a shock to the system.
Of course, yeah.
And there's lots of readjustment and reinvention that goes with that. When the kids started school, I started working in their school, and I became a support person in a school working with kids with intellectual impairment, autism and cerebral palsy, and a lot of the low incidence disabilities, a job that I had no knowledge in, but I kind of found myself there, reinvented myself there. Yep. Learned, made sure that I learned as I went along, re-educated myself, did all of that. And then things were going swimmingly until one day my husband and I were literally sitting at a T intersection, and we were deciding whether to go left or right. If we had gone left, our lives would have just remained the same. We turned right, and unfortunately we were the witnesses and first on the scene to a fatal accident. Mm. So that was a very traumatic time. And, for a few weeks, I'm one of these people that has to keep talking about something until I'm over it. Not over it, but, I've
kind of it almost. Yeah. Process, yeah.
And that can, take a few days, a few weeks, a few months. For me, it was 6 months and I still wasn't okay. Yeah. So by that stage, I was suffering full-blown depression, anxiety, panic attacks, like several panic attacks a day. And I knew I was in trouble when I couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah.
My young children would stand there at the side of the bed saying, "Hey, mummy, what are we doing today?" And I just couldn't get out of my bed. So my mother, thank God for mothers, she was the one who actually did the tough love thing and said, "Come on, you've got to get on with your life."
Yeah.
So I started a 2-year journey of rediscovery and rediscovering who I was, what I liked to do, who I was as a person, and what made me happy. And although I was surrounded by love and support and care, I had to do a lot of internal work to start believing in myself again. And, it was just one of these things, we turned right at an intersection and our whole lives just
Yeah, absolutely.
imploded.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 2 years of rediscovery, I got back on track and found it difficult to find support sometimes. So that took me on my next reinvention of becoming a supporter of other women. I became a women's transformation coach,
Yeah.
and I help other women who are going through difficult situations. Um, Being an entrepreneur, I do have my fingers in a few different pies. So I
Real.
still teach dancing, which has been my saviour
Yeah.
through everything.
Yeah.
Just music and dance, they're my go-to place. Some people do meditation daily, other people, go for bushwalking or hiking, meets dance and music.
Yeah.
And I also have a small business dealing with skincare and makeup, which actually stems back from my years as a performer as well. So, yeah, that's me. I could keep going.
Wow.
Yeah,
So it's a pretty varied life, and many of us as women, when we start to sort of break down what we've knowledge we've acquired over that time, it's quite surprising, that more and more women aren't mentoring and coaching other women, that may be experiencing what, like the trauma that you went through, that type of thing.
mm,
They've got genuine skills that can help others, just at that base level. There may be, you may have to seek, qualified people if you're not, getting any further ahead. But the majority of us, when we're going through something like that, like I was a bit the same as you, Nikki. I had at 21, I had a daughter that had high support needs, and I found myself floundering. My mother couldn't help because she'd never experienced anything like that. And so for me, it was just fumble through, and I am the person I am today because of it.
yeah,
But, back then I would have loved just that I guess it's the female camaraderie, that, you'll be right. This is just a hurdle that you've got to get through,
yeah.
someone there that's got your back. And I guess that's what you're saying with the Queens of Reinvention, is that it's just that type of group that helps, supports, raises other women and gives them some tools. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And I find sometimes when women in particular are going through difficult situations, they don't always tend to speak about it.
Yes.
But if you can just open up and
Yes.
start talking to other people, it's actually quite surprising the number of women that have either been through a similar situation or are going through a similar crisis or situation in their lives. Like, I'd never heard of anxiety and panic attacks before it happened to me.
Yeah.
So that's why I just thought that I was going crazy and, there was something wrong with me.
Yeah.
But it was just like, and I think too, for me, because I'd always been so fiercely independent, all of a sudden I felt as though I was out of control.
Yeah.
And I couldn't control what was happening to me.
Absolutely.
But I didn't know how to fix myself
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
And I've always been one of these people, who says, someone will say, "Oh, how you going, Nicky?" I say, "Yeah, good." But
Yeah.
inside, I can be absolutely, feeling churned up.
Yeah.
And I've learned that through my coaching as well, to ask, questions that enable people to open up and offload. because quite often what you see on the outside, someone can look very put together, but on the inside, it's a totally different story. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so that leads us to your business and Queens of Reinvention. So how does Queens of Reinvention help other women? You know, what do they do? How do you coach women, and what do you take them through?
So, Queens of Reinvention, I help women who are looking to rediscover who they are, find their purpose, because let's face it, sometimes in our lives we do lose our sense of purpose, you know, especially when you have spent many years as a caregiver, as a parent. You just give, and you seem to put others before yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, particularly when the kids are grown up, or even when the kids are little, you just tend to lose who you are. You become somebody's mother, somebody's wife, you know, somebody's daughter. But that's how society sees you, but it's not who you are as a person. So I take them through a process of rediscovering themselves, their purpose, and rediscovering their voice as well, and rediscovering their power. Because as women, we are very powerful women, and sometimes we are just a little bit hesitant to actually stand in our power and speak up, and you know, learn to say no with love, because that's okay. So there's that part of it where we're working on the inside, but then the other part of my business, as I said, with the skincare and makeup, is all about working with the outside as well. And that doesn't mean to say, like, I love makeup, I wear makeup every day. Some women don't like makeup. But sometimes even just putting a bit of lippy on, or a gloss, or something like that, can just give you that lift that you need. You know, sometimes when you look in the mirror and you go, especially as you get older, you go, oh my goodness, when did that happen?
Who's that person? But it can be healthy skin. Like, you don't need makeup either. It can be just healthy skin, you know, healthy skin and hair, and helping women understand that, you know, when you've got this alignment with your purpose, then you're reflecting that outwardly. So, you know, what you see on the outside generally is that influence that you have on others. So definitely, you know, good skin, well, you know, letting your clients know that you do know how to take care of yourself, so therefore you know how to take care of them as well. So it's that reflection thing, isn't it? Very much.
Absolutely. And like you say, like good skin actually glows, which can lift your spirits, and it just even like helps you get a bit of a spring in your step. You know, when you liking what you see on the outside, it makes you, it also has that internal effect as well.
Beautiful. So Nikki, do you have a go-to style?
I'm a bit of a chameleon. As you know, many times when you see me, Lucia, I've got my hair straightened. Today I've gone for the messy, just blow dry through.
Well, mine is straight. It doesn't matter what I do, it's just straight. And many women use straightness, and me, I use curlers because mine is dead straight. It doesn't matter what I do. So
So I guess my go-to style would be casual chic. So I've got jeans on today. I've got a little top on, and I've got my blazer on.
Beautiful.
And just with the spots, I love colour. So I love to, you know, colour coordinate things, and I love bright colours. I love, you know, your block colours as well. So I've got the navy and the ivory on today. Yesterday I was wearing bright pink, so
I saw that.
So like I actually liken it to the style that I furnish my house. You know, it's very eclectic. So
I love eclectic. I think there's
yeah,
yeah, I think eclectic's showing your personality. I think it really reflects who you are. I'm all about reflection, as you can tell.
yeah,
But it actually does. You know, like I look out in my lounge room, and it's very much me. You know, this is who I am. But I have a daughter that comes over and puts her little influence in there. You know, and I always say to her, "Well, this is mum. You know, you've got your way, I've got mine, kind of thing." And that's where that "you've got yours and I've got mine" comes
yeah,
from, I believe. So,
absolutely. But I think too, like you're talking about reflection. Sometimes I dress for my mood.
absolutely,
You know,
we
so
all dress.
and sometimes if I'm feeling a bit flat, I will purposely put on a bright color
Yeah,
because it does
live.
lift my mood. Like I was saying with the lipstick before, you know, like you can put certain colors on and your face looks, you know, like if it's not the right color, your skin doesn't, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
bright
the
or
tone.
you can look a bit washed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So putting bright colors on just
Mm.
lifts your mood.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I'm just trying to get my lights right there.
It's
Um,
okay.
and that's just a break in the virtual background, so don't worry about that. So, what has been your biggest challenge with your style success? What has been the biggest challenge for you?
Um, this was a good question, and I think the biggest challenge for me, I'm actually a brunette.
I
So,
guess.
believe it or not. Yes, so my hair was really, really dark brown. So, not so much, it didn't affect me in the styles that I was wearing, but more the colours.
Yes.
Because I had been able to wear so many colours for so many years as a brunette. And then all of a sudden, like, and even through the transition from going from a brunette to a blonde, like when the dreaded greys started to really take hold of, hold of my hair, I was finding that it was harder to keep the colour, you know, keep up the colour.
Colour,
And
yeah.
then I'd get the colour touched up as you do, but then it was going like an orangey colour, which just did not suit my skin tone at all.
Mm.
So then I bit the bullet and went blonde. And then I'd put colours things on, and I go, oh, it just
That anymore.
yeah, I can't wear that anymore. I'm like, ugh. But then I've also found some new colours that I can wear.
And
So,
we're
yeah.
Yep. And I believe as women, you know, live a little, about every 10 years, we seem to transition into different styles and different colors
Yeah.
because of our lifestyle.
Mm,
Our lifestyle has a major influence on what we wear and how things fit. You
yeah.
know, we probably go more comfort as
Yeah.
we age. The Zoom, like the virtual Zoom, has actually really created this top half syndrome, you know, where we've got our comfortable clothes underneath. And I'm trying to encourage everyone to get out of their comfy clothes from here down
Yes.
and dress completely dressed for the
Yeah.
day, you know, so that if you do go out or you do a live or whatever you do, you're completely dressed, you know, like this complete package. So
Yeah.
it has an effect on you emotionally and your mood, like you were saying. It
Yeah.
definitely
Absolutely.
has an effect.
Yeah.
You know, if you're feeling a little bit low vibe, then something that can elevate that vibe is really, really important. So yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah. And I do that quite often, and in particular this year.
yes,
My daughter will come over, and I'll be here dressed.
yes, ready
I
for
am
fall.
going out today,
Yeah,
but I'll be dressed. And she'll go, "Oh, you're going out?" I go, "No." But I'm not going to sit here and be a sloth for
yeah,
weeks on end
yeah.
because I can't go anywhere.
No, no.
Because you get into that
Funk.
real,
You get into
low vibe. Yeah.
you can get into a funk, and I have
Mm.
seen it at the beginning of this year, that's what I was seeing a lot of, because people were just in that uncertain
Yes.
time. So, you know, as we've progressed, I've seen it change and shift. So it's really nice to see now. So your greatest achievements in regards to your style journey. So what would be your greatest achievements?
Um,
I guess, can I just ask, as far as like greatest achievements, do you have a vintage piece, or do you have something in your wardrobe that has stood the test of time and is just one of those garments that you'll never throw away? It's something that you'll,
yes.
yeah, wear for.
I have a couple of beautiful coats
Mhm.
that I will never throw away.
Yeah.
They're because they're not fashion like in today's fashion, but they are. I always like to keep things or wear things that are a little bit different.
Mm.
And these coats are beautifully made. And living in Brisbane, I don't get the opportunity to wear them very often. But as part of another job that I do get to travel all over Australia, except for this year. So I end up in Tasmania, Melbourne, and it's like I get so excited. It's like, yes, I can wear my coats and my boots. I love them.
Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, this blazer, I love this blazer. I've had it for years, you know, and it's just one of those things that you can either dress up or dress down. So I will wear this. I've got it on with jeans today and a simple top. And a pair of ballet flats, but then I will also put it on with a pair of tailored pants and a heel. So it's one of those pieces that can take me anywhere. And spots are in this season, but
I don't think spots ever go out, Nicky.
no, but then I can also just have the whole tailored jacket, you know. So it's it's just
very versatile.
I love playing with pieces and you know adding accessories and seeing what works and what doesn't. You know, as soon as you put it on, you go, no. If you got that doubt, change.
That's right. Yeah, it elevates or it lowers the vibration.
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah. What advice would you give women who are wanting to create change in themselves, but aren't sure how to go about it? What would your best advice be?
Personally or style-wise?
Yes, for them personally. Like their style is always going to be back to themselves. So personally, themselves. You know, like if they're
okay. This is a big thing for me. Because I always used to be I was super sensitive, and I would, you know, hang on to every word that people said.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older, I've learned to filter through things. So I think it's very important to not sweat the small stuff. Learn to laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously. And always remind yourself that everyone has an opinion, even you. And what other people's opinions are of you is none of your business.
That's right. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Just get on, be you, do what you want to do. If people don't like it, don't worry about it, you know, because it's your life. You need to make you happy. And I mean, you can do that by still, you know, being a giver and being kind and all of those things. But I think sometimes, especially as women, and when you're used to being the support person in the family, I just think it's important that you learn to give yourself time, take time out for you. And if you want, just make sure that you have some you time as well. That is so important so that you can not only be there for yourself, but also still be there for your loved ones and the people that are nearest and dearest to you.
I think that's, you know, kindness.
Yeah.
Kindness and empathy for others is something that goes a long way. And women do that so well. women need to reflect that back to themselves also.
Absolutely.
Kindness for themselves, kindness to their bodies, kindness to their mind, so that, like you were saying, people are always going to have an opinion. They're able to have that opinion, but it doesn't affect anything that you believe in your life. So standing in your purpose is very, very powerful. Understanding what your purpose is, and if you don't understand what it is, keep working towards that purpose. It will come. It will grow. It happens.
Absolutely.
All of us. So,
and I think too, like when you just following on from what I was saying, like when you give all the time, you think of a glass of water, like you use it to drink or you use it to water the plants, and if you keep pouring and keep giving, it ends up empty.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, and that's the same with you. If you keep give, you're going to end up a shell of your former self. You need to replenish that and give to yourself as well.
Yeah. And I guess that's when they go down that transformation, because that's when they stand back and look. And I know I've done this myself. I've stood back and I've gone, well, is this all there is? Is there more to my life than this? So where do you see yourself in 5 years, Nicky?
That's an interesting question. I always am in awe of life and the lessons that come along, and I'm a bit of an adventurer, so I do have goals that I see myself running women's retreats and being a public speaker and an advocate for women who are looking to reinvent themselves or rediscover who they are. And I believe in the universe, that whatever whatever your path is meant to be, the universe will deliver. So I don't really know. I can't give you a firm answer on that, because some of the things I've done, never in a million years would I have thought
that you would do them.
That I would do them, or they would happen.
Yes.
So
interesting, isn't it? When we ask, the universe generally gets it out there for us. So it's interesting you said about retreats. I have a retreat in February in New South Wales. So so it's very exciting. We're going to a little place called Port Stephens.
Nice.
And it's a purpose-built pole home. So if anyone wants any information around it, we're going to the Hunter Valley wine tour. We're going to do a wine tour. There's lots and lots of stuff. It's a 5-day women's retreat. So wow. We can't go to Thailand, so we'll go to New South Wales instead. Hopefully the borders are all open by then, but I'm planning to put it out there that they will be, and if not, then we will find another destination in Queensland. So
there are some beautiful spots in Queensland.
Oh yes,
that's so exciting. The two.
Yes, it is.
Congratulations! I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, thank you, darling. Yep.
No worries.
So, Nicky, that was beautiful. I think we've come to the end of our little interview. So thank you very much for sharing that information with women. If women are interested in maybe having a chat with you, would you mind putting a Calendly link or something that they can book a 30-minute chat or something?
Absolutely. And they're all obligation free. Sometimes even just having a 30-minute chat can just
give you some clarity
on what's going on. Right. So I would love to do that. Thank you for the opportunity.
That's okay. So just in the chat, the link will be there, ladies. and you can just message Nicky and reach out for that. So thank you, Nicky. I'm going to stop the recording now.
Okay.
So, bye, everyone on Facebook. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful Tuesday. And thank you so much, Nicky, for being my beautiful guest today. Thank you.